Okay, we're back in the test kitchen. A little hot today, but that's okay. What we're making today is called Aloha Magic Sauce. It's kind of cool. It's actually a soy reduction, and it's pretty easy to do. We're gonna use the Magic Instant Pot. So exciting. So what we want to do, first of all, you can use any kind of soy sauce that you want. I would stay away from Kikkoman because it has a very specific taste to it. So what we're using is Aloha soy sauce, what we call Aloha Shoyu in the Hawaiian Islands. And what we want to do is we want to have 1 cup. This is 1 cup of shoyu. Okay, so we're going to put in 1 cup of the shoyu, and then we're going to use sake. You can use any kind of sake that you want. I'm using kind of a higher end sake. It doesn't matter. I like to drink it cold, but you can actually get boxed sake, which is pretty inexpensive. It's like $10 a box. This was probably a little more than that. Doesn't matter because I need to use the sake, so I can go get more sake, right? So we are using 1 cup, see? 1 cup of sake, okay? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use 1/3, a little bit over, maybe 1/3 of sugar. We're gonna add that in. And then we are going to kind of stir it up to start getting it dissolved. It should dissolve. We're going to pressure cook this in the end anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Then we're going to take our mushrooms and we're going to cut up 6 pretty good sized shiitake mushrooms. Oh, there you go. They flip all over the place because they are dried. I don't want them flipping all over, so let's just put them inside the pot. I could probably have just broken them up, but you know, cutting them is a good thing. Okay, so we cut them up, chop. Not like that. All right, that one just fell in. That's all right. Okay, this one in. Okay, and the last ingredient is bonito. No, actually we have kombu. So this, you get kombu at an Oriental market. It's dried seaweed, okay? I used about 1/2 of a sheet of it and I cut it up. That goes in. And then you can also get bonito flake, okay? Remember how we used the dried bonito flake, the dashi? We use it to make dashi so that we can make the, what did we do with it? We made the miso soup and we cut the little pieces of tofu in. This is the same thing. Bonito is what we use to make that dashi to start with. And so I'm using 4 of these packages. They're all about a little over 2.5 grams. Okay, but I want to get it all in there. Okay. So what we're going to do once we get these all in is we're going to pop this on to pressure cook for about 20 minutes. That is going to cook the stock up. And then what we will do once it's cooked up is we will reduce it. But first we want to make sure that we get all of these flavors together. All right, so let's stir that up. Try and check and see if all of the sugar is dissolved. It seems like that's the case because I don't want the sugar boiling to the bottom of the pot. That would be tragic. All right, everything is stirred in. It looks to me like the sugar has dissolved. Good. Now what we'll do, close this, and we're gonna set this on pressure cook, 30 minutes. That'll work. It's gonna go ahead and go on, then it's closed, okay? So it's taking off, it's starting its process. So we'll come back in 30 minutes and we will release the pressure. We'll let it set for a little while, we release the pressure, then we're gonna open the pot and we're going to let that reduce with the pot open. And then we'll pour it into a squeeze bottle and we'll have our magic sauce. And we can use the magic sauce on sushi, you could put it on top of eggs, you can do almost anything with it. It's just gonna be a pure umami bomb of yumminess. So, woo, I'm so excited about this. It's gonna be fun. It's counting down now. It's at 27, so it's actually pressuring itself up. All right, that's done. And you can tell because it says L1. Oh, kick the bucket. So when the L comes on, that means that the Instant Pot is up. Could put my headset on. Let's move it over here. And there's a little thing in the back that's popped out, which means that it got pressurized, which is great. I'm not gonna open it because it'll steam in my face, and that's the last thing I need to do. I already burned my fingers on a hot pie, but hopefully you can see better now. So it's on L1. We're gonna let it go down to, we're gonna let it set for 60 minutes. So it can sit here all day. It doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna open it up until it like sits for at least 60 minutes. And what that's gonna do is all of those flavors are gonna come together and kind of infuse themselves. Then we will do the reduction after that. So fun. Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me while I get my set sorted out because as you can tell, we moved all of our planting racks. They're out in its own room now, and which is a good thing. So I am like getting ready. I know everybody, I've told this to everybody, but maybe not everybody. Me and Nina are going to be doing a co-op together. So I'm very excited about that. We're gonna have raw food and organic vegetables, and then of course my microgreens and salad mixes, which are all chemical free. And we're gonna get, you know, organized orders for DSMO and some other health products. But I wanted to try and see what the video was gonna look like without the giant shadows. And so I think I'm gonna probably put one of the lamps up there. I'm gonna put them up high instead of like shining right behind me. So I was like up against the wall. But let's get back to what we're doing, which is we are making Aloha magic sauce, which is our soy reduction. And as you can see from the front of this, we were gonna wait for an hour, we said. It's been an hour and a half. And I know, I probably shouldn't have knocked the water back in there. That's kind of dumb since we're about to just reduce it anyways, but ooh, kind of alcohol-y. Yeah, we're gonna burn that off. That is our next project at the moment because don't want that alcohol in there. So what we're gonna do, let's see, we can put a couple of different things on here. First of all, let's cancel this. There. Now we can steam stuff. Yogurt doesn't get hot enough. Porridge probably does, rice will. Yeah, let's do rice. Oh, it won't do it without the lid on it. Okay. So then let's do saute. 30 minutes? Yeah, that's good enough. So it's gonna heat up. Look, we've got the mushroomy stuff in here. Okay, but before we heat this up, I'm gonna go wash my hands. It's not too hot yet. What we're gonna do is we have to push it through a sieve because we wanna get all of the stuff out of it. So let's see if we can push it through, if we could just pull everything out of here. Woo! Take that back. It's hot. Yeah, it's hot. And I just put it on to heat it up again. All right. So let's do it differently. Yep, Heather's cooking show. You get to watch how I do weird things. Let's take a bowl. All right, we'll just use this bowl here. Get a glass bowl. It's not so hot that I can't grab it. That's a good thing. And I'm going to pour it into here because it is very hot. Look, it's steaming. Yep, that doesn't surprise me. Uh-oh, stuff got stuck to the bottom. Oh, Lord. It isn't one thing, it's another, isn't it? All right. Thank God I have all the tools I need right at my fingertips. I'm gonna scrape it out. Then you know what? Because I can see it's sticking at the bottom here, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna scrape this out and then I'm gonna go and wash it out so that all this stuff isn't in there. Because I want a really clean sauce. I don't want a bunch of stuff in here. See? To the bottom of the bowl. So I'm gonna go and take the couple of seconds that it's gonna take to wash it. Okay, we definitely washed it out. Huh. All right. Well, now this is unplugged. That's not gonna work for us either. Whew. What the heck? It's still that hot. That's crazy. Okay, well, that's silly. Whatever. Okay. Now I am gonna save the, woo, it's pretty hot. So I'm just gonna mash this up really good in here. And I will save these because we can use this once we're done. We can go ahead. Ooh, it's hot. We can save the part that's left. Ah, wow, that's hot. Yeah. Good. It's fixing my broken guitar fingers. Okay, that's fine. So we're gonna put this aside because I do want to use that. And we're gonna re-boil it again. And it's gonna be lighter the next time it gets boiled. But then what we can do with that is we can put our sushi, our ramen eggs in it, right? Our 6-minute ramen eggs. and then it'll have a nice tasty color on the outside of it. All right, that's fine. Okay, they're going in there. That can go in there. Move this to the stove. Add some more water to that so we can reboil it, so we can use it twice, which will be awesome. And then we're going to turn this on again. What did we decide we were going to do? We were going to do rice. Nope, we decided that we weren't doing rice. Rice is no good. We're going to saute. That's right. All right, so now I'm going to go rinse this off because I got stuff on it. And that is going to start heating itself up now, but we want to watch it. We do not, and my hands are a little sticky because of this sugar in it, which is fine. Now we're going to keep an eye on it. Ooh, looks good. Okay. That'll be fine, just like that. And then we'll rinse these off too. And we'll keep an eye on it. We have to boil it in order for it to reduce. And the other thing that we want to do is find ourselves a little white plate. Little white plate. See this? We're going to be able to test it on that plate, okay? That is not reduced. So once we do get the reduction, there's some liquid in here still too, which is probably alcohol, to be honest with you. That's usually the first thing that evaporates is the alcohol. So we're going to clean this plate off, and we're going to put it into the freezer. Well, that's not. We'll just put it in the refrigerator and cool it. Now it's in the test refrigerator. So the whole idea behind having the cold plate is that once this reduces, we will be able to, it's going to boil off. We're going to keep an eye on it. I can see it already starting to evaporate. Can you see the steam coming up? So it's already evaporating. That's good. We want it to evaporate to an extent that it becomes very thick. Let's have a look at it. Woo! That came up fast. Okay, that's exactly what we want. We want it to evaporate like that. So we'll just keep an eye on it. Yep, that's fine. I'll just keep an eye on it, and then when it evaporates to the extent that we want, shouldn't take long, actually, at this rate. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to keep moving it around because it is actually so hot that it is sticking to the bottom, and I don't want it to stick to the bottom. So in order to prevent it from burning on the bottom, we are going to keep it moving around. All right. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to watch this, and as it gets to a state of getting thicker, then I will show you how we're going to test it. I will eventually get an overhead camera too, you know, because I could actually cut together different shots, and I could do that. But look at how it is now, okay? it's gotten much thicker. But here's the thing, I don't want it to go overboard because this is like sugar, okay? What we are actually doing is caramelizing this. And so if we let it go too far, guess what'll happen? It'll get too hot. And then once it gets too hot, guess what happens then? Turns into hard ball. You've got a soft ball stage and a hard ball stage. We don't want it to get to any of those stages because that would be too far. So I got my cold plate. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drip a little bit on the cold plate. And then I wanna see, okay, see how I'm doing that? It's actually probably not ready yet. I want, when I do that, I'm gonna just dump that back in. Okay. Well, I could probably tell because look, it's nice, it's getting thicker because it isn't running, but I want for it to actually have a line, so it's not done. It is not enough yet. But we're gonna keep a good eye on it because at this stage, it's gonna go really fast. So let's put it back on to saute, and we're gonna put our plate back in. Okay, plate's back in the refrigerator again. And this is gonna start coming back up again. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. Again, I wanna keep an eye on this. I am not gonna walk away from it because it's one of those things, it'll just go off just like that. It's like candy, making candy's the same thing. So we'll be right back. Real quick, I wanted to show you and then I'm gonna turn it off. I think that's good, okay? So I'm gonna take it off. The reason why I think it's good, woo, fogging up my camera. See, look at how it is at the bottom. See that? So that, I think, is going to syrup up. It's kind of syrupy. Now, once it cools, and we'll let it cool, definitely, but in order to get it out of here, we want it to be pretty hot. And I think that's gonna be perfect, but we're gonna test it and look how it's coating that. That's good, all right. It's hot, okay? One of the things, so funny the other day, I was watching another guy's video because I'm getting, trying to help with other people too, because we want to get off Facebook forever. But I was watching his video and he's out of Florida and he was talking about how he wanted to go and mow his lawn and he was just going to do it barefooted. Don't mow your lawn in your bare feet. It's not smart. Okay? You can cut your toes off. You should probably use steel-toed boots when you do that. Anyway, all right, we've got our chilled plate back. Here's our chilled plate again. And what we're gonna do is this time, put a couple drops on the chilled plate, give it a couple of seconds, and I probably wanna do a little bit more than that. There we go. See it? Pretty thick. Now, I should be able, it's still probably not done enough. Nah, that's close enough. That's close enough for me. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, once it gets chilled up, that'll be fine. Well, it probably should be a little bit thicker than that, but it's fine. Thing is, evaporation is going to happen. You can't stop things from evaporating at all. So, even if I just leave it in here it's still going to evaporate and get thicker, and that will be fine. I want to put it into here, and I'm going to go and wash this plate, and you know, it'll take a few minutes and it's still going to continue evaporating while I do my dishes over here, because I don't want it stuck to that plate. It'll be really sticky. Okay, so now what we need to do, let's get these out of our way, because we do know that we use the Aloha Shoyu or Aloha soy sauce and sake. And now, here we go. This will work just fine. I do not want to drop this on me at any point in time. That is not something that I'm interested in doing. So I'm just going to put that in there for the moment. It's not too hot. Okay, good. Ooh. Hey, this is making my guitar fingers tougher. Whoa, that's hot. Yikes. Woohoo. Ah. Woo. That's hot. All right. Let's do it again. Definitely. I want to get all of it out as much as look at how, oh, it's getting really syrupy now. Oh yeah, it's getting thicker. Getting really a lot thicker now, because it's sticking to the bottom. You can see it. Can you see it? How it's getting real thick there? Yeah. I don't want to waste any of it. But you know what? Some is going to get wasted. It's just the way it is. No way. It's like, it's literally, look at that. Yeah. It ain't coming off there. That's not gonna happen. So we put it into this cup, and now we're gonna transfer it into, because it's pretty hot, but we're putting it into a plastic bottle. I probably should let that cool. We're not gonna cap it though, not right now. Ooh. All right. The whole idea of transferring it like this, I'm not going to eat that because it won't be nice. It's not, it's a sauce. Not meant to be eaten on its own. It's just an accompaniment. There we go. All right. That's as much as we could get out of there. That's fine. Transferring it cold like that's the reason we're transferring it cold. I mean warm, is because if we wait, you see how it got at the bottom of the pan, it's going to be very syrupy. So, and that'll be all right. We're not even going to do anything with it at the moment. We are just, it's kind of, I have smaller bottles. I could have used a smaller squeeze bottle, but that's fine. Got about 8 ounces out of it. I've exploded these bottles before, but now we're gonna refrigerate it. I'm gonna let it cool before I put it in the refrigerator, because there's no point in putting it in the refrigerator. If it's really hot, it's gonna just take up energy. You know, it can sit out here all night, and it's gonna stay inside of the refrigerator for the most part, but it'll be tomorrow before we do anything with it, because it needs a day to actually meld all of those flavors together. But there we have it, Aloha Shoyu magic sauce. We're gonna make some sushi, probably. The next lesson that we're gonna do is we're gonna do some ramen eggs and actually make ramen eggs, and then we'll pickle it in the leftovers that we're gonna boil right now. So this is Heather with Texas Micro Farms. We are the Sexy Beast Caterers, and we're coming to you from our farm here in Fort Worth. This is our test kitchen. We gotta be indoors right now because it's hot, hot, hot outside, but that's Texas, is what it is. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Peace out.